श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्री भवानी शंकराय नमः. श्री मात्रे नमः. आता आम्ही वट्टू सभा प्रारंभ प्रार्थन म्हणूया. दक्षिणास्य समारंभा शंकराचार्य मध्यमा अस्मदाचार्य पर्यंता स्मर्या गुरुपरंपरा श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करल्लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. परिज्ञानाश्रम श्री गुरुशंकर परिज्ञानाश्रम शंकर सद्गुरु केशव वामन कृष्ण पांडुरंग आनंद शांति शांति. जय शंकर. हांव अक्षिता कल्याणपुर हांग उपस्थित आशिल्ल्या सगळे साधकांगला स्वागत करता. आज ही सोमारू 16 तारीख वैशाख मास शुक्ल पक्ष पौर्णिमा. सोमार 16 मंगळार 17 आणि गुरुवारू 19 तारखेक 5-2-6 थाई डॉक्टर सुधा तिनायकर पाची गला संक्षिप्त उपाख्यान असतले. भगवान रमण महर्षी द्वारा विरचित उपदेश सार ह्या प्रकरण ग्रंथाची. आता सुधापाची विषयांतू थोडे सांगता. With the blessings of our Guru Parampara and having been a student of Vedanta under the able guidance of Pujya Swami Dayanand Saraswati Maharaj, Sudhapachi has been teaching Vedanta to many students. With blessings of Param Pujya Swamiji, she is regularly contributing brilliant expositions on Vedantic texts in Canara Saraswat as well as through her classes in our mutt since 2013. Through her live streaming on behalf of our mutt now. She is also honorary faculty in Vedic University Satya Sai Institution. हांव तुमगला आणि वेळ घेना. सुधापाची तू आता उपाख्यान सूर कोरका म्हूण विनंती आसा. धन्यवाद.
Since we have already done the Sabha Prarambha Prarthana, I will not repeat it. We will go straight to the text of Ramana Maharishi's Upadesha Saram. Now, Upadesha Saram can be considered as one of the Prakarana Granthas of Vedanta by Ramana Maharishi. So much so that it is considered to be one of the basic texts of Vedanta, and many of the Acharyas take this text for teaching after completing Tattvabodha. Because this Upadesha Saram is a complete text by itself. It talks about all the sadhanas starting from karma and then upasana, jnana and moksha. It talks about the whole gamut of all the sadhanas, including Ashtanga Yoga also as a part of it. Therefore it is considered to be a complete text, and therefore it is taken as considered as a Prakarana Grantha. Now just to have a mild, a small or a brief introduction to why this particular text came about and how Ramana Maharishi wrote this text, this particular Upadesha Saram, there is a story which goes that there was a scholar by name Muruganar who was living with Ramana Maharishi in Tiruvannamalai ashram, and he was a poet and he was a scholar, and he was writing in Tamil. He was writing a work on the Leelas of Shiva from Purana, from Shiva Purana. He was writing something about the Leelas of Shiva, and then he was talking about a certain situation where there are sages or the rishis in Darukavana who are doing a lot of these yajna and yagas to get more and more powers and siddhis. And then They do not, I'll tell you what is the background of these rishis. And Bhagwan Shiva wants to teach them that mere karma, mere Vaidika karma, yagas and yajnas are not really sufficient, and one has to, after some time, one has to go to Jnana Marga. All these karmas and upasanas are the preparatory steps for Jnanam, and ultimately one has to go in for Jnana Yoga. And karma, whatever may be the extent of karma, however auspicious the karma may be, whatever may be the number of karmas you do for years together or for decades together, that is only going to prepare one's mind for this knowledge. But karma independently by itself does not give moksha. There's a big story of that Purana. We don't have to go into that for the lack of time. But it is Lord Shiva only who comes in the form of a mendicant, who comes in the form of a young sannyasi, and who gives this knowledge to the rishis of the Darukavana. Now we have to understand who these rishis are. Now these rishis of Darukavana, they were the Purva Mimamsakas. So there is a set of philosophy called Purva Mimamsa philosophy, and they depend entirely upon the Veda Purva, and they take Veda Purva, that is the first portion of the Vedas, which is also called as Karma Kanda. They take this Karma Kanda or Veda Purva as the ultimate, and they don't consider Jnana Kanda, or they don't consider the Upanishads or Jnana Kanda as a part of the Vedas at all. They say that this Jnana Kandam is only an appendage, and this knowledge, Atma Vidya or Brahma Vidya or Jiva Ishvara Aikya Jnanam, is not necessary for moksha. That is what they say. Karma alone is sufficient. That is why they say that, Kurvanneveha karmani jichivishet jatagum samaha. Hundreds of years you may live, but then keep on doing karma. That is enough. Here we must understand one thing. What is karma? Any action is called as karma. Any action, that I lift this bottle and keep it, this is also karma. Whatever I do, whatever a person does, it is karma. Now, the karmas can be laukika karmas. They are very necessary. We have to live in this world, and laukika karmas, day-to-day karmas are absolutely necessary. There is no way we can manage without doing the laukika karmas. But then there is another set of karmas which are called as the religious karmas or spiritual karmas in the form of yajna, dana, tapas, etc., which was talked about in Bhagavad Gita also in the chapter 17 and 18 in the form of various worship activities, worshipful activities. So these are, what are called as the Vaidika karmas. And Purva Mimamsakas have a wrong notion. They very much go by that. They believe that these karmas alone are sufficient to give moksha. There is no need for us to do anything other than the Vaidika karmas. That is their first belief. Their second belief is that there is no Ishvara. There is no question of God or Ishvara. Karma itself is sufficient. Purva Mimamsa rishis, So now we have to understand here. Now karma is something which is jada. Karma is something which does not have any kind of an intelligence behind it. It is a law. It is a law of karma. It is a law. For example, we have a law of gravitation. It happens by itself, fine. But there is some intelligent principle behind every law to execute the law. A law by itself cannot do anything. There should be an intelligent executor of the law. So if we say there are cosmic laws which are taking care of themselves, actually Ishvara is actually the karta of all these laws, and it is Ishvara or God, we call as God, Ishvara, who takes care or executes the laws. Now we have all the various other laws also, section so and so, section so and so in the laws we have. But the laws by themselves cannot do. There should be a judge. There should be an executor. There should be an executing authority which executes these laws. Therefore, they do not take that. They say laws of karma are sufficient enough. Karma is sufficient enough. It's a law in itself, and karma itself will do whatever has to be done. There is no need for an executor of the law of karma. So there is no need for Ishvara. Karma will take care of itself. Karma will do whatever has to be done. Ultimately, whatever results I have to get, I get from the law of karma. There is no need for an Ishvara. So Purva Mimamsakas consider karma to be the ultimate, and they say karma can give us moksha also. And they also say that there is no need for an Ishvara. But here what Ramana Maharishi is trying to say in this work is that karma is limited, therefore karma phala is also limited. Whereas moksha is limitless, it is param, it is infinite. So no karma which is finite can give infinite results. Anything which is finite can give only finite results. It cannot give infinite results. Therefore, karma by itself can give us something. What can it give us? It can give us our purushartha sadhana in dharma, artha, kama. In dharma, I can accumulate punya, I can accumulate papa, by not doing the karma properly or not doing the karma at all. Various kinds of papas I can accrue. Punya I can accrue by doing these various kinds of karmas. That's all. My dharma purushartha, artha purushartha and kama purushartha is something that I can really achieve by doing these karmas. But moksha is something that cannot be achieved. And one may get more and more siddhis, more and more capacities to do so many things, but that is also limited. The siddhis are also limited, the powers are also limited. Therefore, karma is not going to really give me that ultimate, which is moksha. Ultimately, what can give me moksha? It is only this knowledge of Atma Brahma Aikyam. Jiva Ishvara Abheda Jnanam only can give moksha. Karma can only be an indirect means. It is called as a Sahakari Karanam. It is called as a cause which is an indirect cause which helps in preparing the mind of the person, the mumukshu, and it helps the mumukshu in trying to get preparation for this particular jnanam. And this is what is kind of a knowledge to these rishis of Darukavana. And it seems what Muruganar did was, this person who was writing this, till the Purana story part of it was there, Muruganar wrote in Tamil, whatever had to be written. But when it came to writing about the advice or the Upadesha of Lord Shiva to these rishis, Muruganar said, I am not capable of writing it. So he requested Ramana Maharishi, can you please complete these? And what Ramana Maharishi did was, in a work of 30 verses, in a very, very simple meter, he wrote this, what is called as the Upadesha Saram. It is the Saram, or it is the summary of the Upadesha given by Lord Shiva to all these rishis of the Darukavana. That is why it is called as Upadesha Sara. And how does he start? This was called, actually in Tamil it was written. Later, on the behest of Muruganar the scholar, Bhagwan Ramana Maharishi himself translated this whole thing into Sanskrit. So, though Bhagwan Ramana Maharishi never taught Vedanta like a Vedanta teacher, but whenever anybody asked him, he went by Shruti, he went by, our Vedas. So whatever is talked in the Vedanta, the same thing has been given, but in a little different way. You will find that Bhagwan Ramana Maharishi's language is very different compared to the language of Bhagwan Shankaracharya, which is very, very, that lalityam is there in Bhagwan Shankaracharya's work, where we can easily understand, whereas Bhagwan Ramana Maharishi's language is a little terse, but then we have to bring in the words from various lines. But this is a very, very simple, meter, where there are only 5 actually words, there are only 5 syllables in one line. So it is 2 lines, one verse of 2 lines. But normally what we do is we take 2 verses together. So actually speaking, this 30 verses of Upadesha Saram is actually, you can say, connected 2 verses taken together. It is only 15 verses. And the first half of Upadesha Saram talks about the preparatory steps for Jnanam. Preparatory steps to understand Jnana Yogyata Prapti. It talks about Jnana Yogyata Prapti, what is the role of karma, what is the role of japa, what is the role of upasana, all the three, Kayika, Vachika, Manasa karmas, what is the role of all of them in preparing the mind for this knowledge. That is what is going to be talked about by Maharishi. So with this introduction, we will go directly into the text itself. So we'll take the first verse and the second verse together. Those who have brought the books, it's okay. It's available on the internet also. So it can be easily, you can follow it on the internet, it can be downloadable also. So here it is, this is chanted in a very peculiar kind of a, since we can't chant it like Anushtup Chandas, we can't chant it like any other Chandas because it's a 5 syllable meter. Therefore, it is chanted in a particular raga, it is chanted. In Tamil, it is called as Undipara. Undipara is a meter, and so that at every end of every verse, Undipara, it comes like that. That's a meter here. Here, the same meter, we can chant it in a different raga, in a particular, it's not difficult to chant. So here, Ramana Maharishi starts with, he says, Kartriragnaya prapyate phalam karma kim param karma tajjadam kritimaho dadhau patana karanam phalama shashvatam gati nirodhakam. This is, the people chant it in a little more embellished way also, but this is not a music program, so it should sound like stotra hymn also. At the same time, we are not this raga was, in this it was composed by Bhagwan, Swami Dayananda Saraswati only, but it in South Indian raga, it is called Punnagavarali, this raga. In that he, composed it. And of course, he sings it exactly, but I am not going to sing it, I am going to chant it more like a, this verse itself. So here he says that, Kartra Ragnaya Prapyate Phalam. Kartra means Ishvara or God. So here in Vedanta, without Ishvara as the executor of the law of karma, there cannot be any kind of a result. Law of karma is there, it is a law, but Lord. Ishvara here does not mean Shiva. Ishvara means God or Lord. That divine principle which is handling as an Antaryami, as Sarvantaratma, which is handling everything, this whole thing, this particular intelligent principle. If you look at it from the point of view of your Ishtadevata, you can call it, it may be Devi, it may be Shiva, it may be anything. But it is that intelligent principle which we call as Ishvara or Brahman, Kartru. The actual Kartru means it is the executor of the law of karma. Who's this Kartru? Kartru Ragnaya, or based on the Agnya of the Kartru or Ishvara only, Prapyate Phalam. Whenever there is any action, the phalam that comes back to me depends upon various things. There are multiple variables. I have the freedom, I have the free will as a human jiva to perform a particular action. How do I perform an action? Depending upon my previous experiences, my previous vasanas, I execute a particular action. There my free will ends. I may perform an action, execute the karma to the best of my knowledge based on my previous experiences, but that ultimately that karma, an intelligent principle which is behind this whole this whole law of karma. He says, Kartra Ragnaya Prapyate Phalam. My contribution is only karma. My contribution is only doing karma, which I am doing. There my contribution ends. But then ultimately what comes to me in the form of phala depends upon the grace of Ishvara also. So it is not only my action, but depending upon the grace of Ishvara and my previous actions, prapyate phalam. The person who has done any karma gets back the karma phala based upon his actions as well as on Ishvara's grace. Kartraragniyak prapyate phalam karma kim param karma tajjadam. Because ultimately, is karma infinite? Param means infinite. Is karma infinite? Moksha is infinite. But is karma infinite? Karma is not infinite. Karma kim param? Kim param karma? Is it really, it is something which is infinite? Is karma infinite that it can give me infinite phala? It cannot. There is only one infinite phala, that is moksha. And infinite phala means what? It is born out of jnanam. It is not born out of karma. Karma kim paramam? No, it is not the infinite, it is not the ultimate. Karma tad jadam. Whatever action I execute is jadam. That means it does not have any kind of a, living or sentience of its own. It is jadam. I throw something, it is jadam. Where it goes and falls, it depends upon so many factors. What I get back also depends upon so many factors. So karma kim phalam? Karma tad jadam. Karma is also jadam. Then he says, why? Kriti mahodadhau patana karanam. Kriti or the karma. Karma is limited. Therefore karma phala is also limited. Why do I want to do any karma? Whether it is religious karma or whether it is laukika karma, why do I want to do karma? Because I want to get something out of it. I have a desire to get something out of it. There is ignorance about my own self, and I have a feeling that I am apurna. When I am apurna, therefore I have a desire. I have a desire to attain something, to achieve something. For that I have to do karma. So there is ignorance of my true nature, and there is a desire to attain fulfillment, and out of confusion I think that doing these karmas, maybe these karmas of Vaidika karmas, I go on doing karmas, I get results out of that karma. Therefore karma begets karma. I do more and more and more karma. Here karma has to be taken as Vaidika karmas, Purva Mimamsa karmas or Veda Purva karmas. The more I do, I may do something. How much result I get, what kind of a result I get, depends upon how seriously I do the karma, how efficiently I do the karma. And there are Vaidikas who are doing the karma on my behalf, whether I am only the Yajamana. Now how the Vaidika chants the mantras, what he is doing, whether he is correctly doing whatever has to be done, how do I know? I don't know. I only have the trust in the Vaidika. I have made a sankalpa, and on my behalf the Vaidika is chanting whatever and puja is doing. But then if I have not done it correctly, if it is not done correctly, I may not get the karma phala also. Therefore, karma tad jadam, kriti or karma, mahodadhau patana karanam. One karma is not going to be enough. I am not going to be happy with one or two karmas. I want more and more and more. I want to attain more. I do one karma, I get something. It is lasting for a very short time. It's a short lasting phala. It's not there for a long time. I want something more, or I want to repeat the same thing. I do more karma, more karma, more karma. The more and more a karma I do, I get more and more karma phala. And the more and more karma phala, I have to come back again and again and again to go. One day I may just leave the body and go. What happens to all those karma phalas which have accrued agami karmas? Who has to work them out? I have to work them out. So it gets stored in the Sanchita karma, and I have to. Up till here, Punaravartino Arjuna, he said, Krishna said, they keep coming back. Whatever may be my level of karma, wherever I go, I have to come back again and again. Therefore, Kriti Mahodadhau Patana Karanam. Mahodadhau. In the Mahodadhau means in this samsara ocean, I come back. Patana Karanam. I simply drop in the ocean of samsara. All my karmas drag me into the ocean of samsara. Nothing wrong in doing the karma. But Ramana Maharishi himself will say how to do these karmas so that you don't fall back into this samsara of karma again and again. How to do them? We cannot be without doing the karmas. If I have to do the karmas, whether it is regular karma or laukika karma or vaidika karma, how do I do that? With what attitude do I do that? So that whatever karma I do comes to my advantage rather than push me into this samsara sagara. So kriti mahodadhau patana karanam phalama shashvatam. The karma phala is always and happen only by removing the ignorance. Ignorance can be removed only by knowledge. No karma can remove darkness of ignorance. If I am sitting in a dark room and I can chant Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, I can do Shodasha Upachara Puja, but then the room is not going to be lighted up. I have to put on the light, then only the darkness will go. Similarly, my ignorance, darkness of my ignorance is keeping me a samsari, and if I want to get out of that, I have to bring in the light of knowledge. That is the only thing which will give me the ultimate result of moksha, whereas all the other karmas, phalam ashashvatam, gati nirodhakam. Gati means moksha here. Gati nirodhakam. Karma only comes in the way of actually pulling you down into the samsara. It will not allow you to go if you keep on doing karma. I never go to Jnanam. That's why our Swamiji keeps on saying Vedanta Chintan Karati, Vedanta Chintan Karati. We have to go beyond the karma also and try to understand what is it that is keeping me in this samsara. Therefore here he says Phalama Shashvatam Gati Nirodhakam. Then is there no way of really getting out of this karma? As being born as an individual, that too as a human being, I have to do the karmas. Daily karmas I have to do for my survival also. At the same time, I do various karmas like pujas and other things also. There's nothing wrong. Veda Purva is there. We are to do various karmas. But then with what attitude do I do these karmas so that I don't fall into the, the ocean of samsara? He says, here karma yoga is brought about. That's why I said this Upadesha Saram is a complete text. It starts from all the sadhanas. So how to do this karma? We have no other option. We can't sit doing nothing. Even a jnani has to do karma. Even a jnani will do whatever has to be done. If that is the case, and if karma should not become a bondage to me, karma should help me in my release, karma should help me in moksha, then what do? I have to do all the karma from the point of view of karma yoga. That is what Bhagavan Ramana Maharishi is going to say now. He says, in the third verse he says, Ishwararpitam nechaya kritam chitta shodhakam mukti sadhakam. The next also, fourth verse also we will take here. Kaya vangmana karyamuttamam pujanam japas chintanam kramat. So here Bhagavan Ramana Maharishi divides the various karmas, especially our spiritual karmas or religious karmas, into how it has to be done, and the different types of karmas he divides. So in the third verse he says, Ishwararpitam na ichchaya kritam. Nechaya means na ichchaya kritam. So whenever I do a karma, there is an ichcha behind that karma. What is my ichcha? I have to attain this, I must get this, for this sake I am doing this. For putra I will do putra kameshti yaga, for swarga I will do jyotishthoma yaga, for this particular thing, for getting more money I will do avahanti homa, for getting more students also I will do avaharti homa. All these are there, yes. The teachers can perform avahanti homa to get more shishyas, that is also there. In Upanishads only it comes, in Taittiriya Upanishad it comes, how to do it also it comes. So all these things he says, now doesn't matter, let us do these karmas, we all have desires. Nothing wrong in desiring, it is the Shakti given by Ishvara himself. The desire, the power to desire also is what is given by Ishvara. That yes, I desire for something, dharma aviruddha kama ahamasmi, he says in Bhagavad Gita. Any kama is okay. You want to fulfill something, very good. That is why this world is there, nothing wrong. But let your kama be dharma aviruddha. Let it not go against dharma. And to accomplish that, I will give you from Veda Purva what you have to do. This way you do, you will accomplish your kamas. Nothing wrong with that. With dharma you go, follow all these things. But then how do you do these karmas? Yes, you will get this, but understand that whatever karma phala I am getting is only limited. So how do you do these karmas? Ishwararpitam. Karma yoga comes. Ishwararpana buddhya karma kartavyam. And then svikriti of karma phala as Ishvara prasada. So Ishwararpitam and na ichchaya kritam. Whenever any karma is done, now this may look a paradox. Why are you doing a particular yajna with the ichcha you are doing? That you have to do it with a particular ichcha. What Bhagavan Ramana Maharishi says is, whatever karma you have to do, you do do it not with the icha of attaining something material, but whatever you do, your pujas, whatever, for the sake of spiritual punya. Okay? Parameshwara Prityartham. We are doing that, Parameshwara Prityartham. Let it be, let your grace be there. Let your grace come in the form of spiritual punya. I do not want material punya, but I want spiritual punya. So that if not in this life, in the lives, in the future lives to come, at least I will be able to go up to Jnana Yoga and get, this ultimate Purushartha of Moksha Purushartha. Because ultimately all these are done by mumukshus only. So let your worship, let your karma of worship, unless you are doing a specific karma, Veda Purva karma, for a specific reason, try not to do kama, those karmas which are kamya karmas. So let your karmas be nitya naimitika karmas, the karmas which are enjoined by the Shruti. Try your best not to do kamya karmas. For the sake of this, I am going to do this. For the sake of this, I am going to do this karma. Let that kind of a vichara not be there. May you not do prayashchitta karmas. Something has happened before. So as a prayashchitta, I will do that. As a mumukshu, you may not do that. Prayashchitta karma again will put you back. Yes, there are certain prayashchitta karma. We do. It is if we have done something, absolutely something which should not be done, prayashchitta karmas are done. At the individual level, at the samaja level, prayashchitta karmas are done. Yes, but then here he says, may you do nitya karmas, naimitika karmas. Different karmas are there. Nitya karma, naimitika karmas, then kamya karmas, prayashchitta karmas, and nishiddha karmas. So, nishiddha karmas means the Veda itself says, don't do these. Adharmic actions you don't do. Himsa you don't do. Don't steal from others, whatever. So, whatever is that, you follow that. So, you don't do the karmas which are not supposed to be done. Reduce your prayashchitta karmas, reduce kamya karmas as much as possible. But do the nitya karmas, naimitika karmas which I am supposed to do. What are my nitya karmas? Whatever role I am playing in the society, whatever role I am playing in the family. Am I playing the role of a mother or father or teacher or whatever it is? Let me play my role to the best of my ability, and don't play that role as your role, but offer it to Ishvara. So Ishvararpitam na ichhaya kritam. This karma becomes what? Chitta shodhakam mukti sadhakam. This becomes a karma not for getting anything, but it gives you the jnana yogyata prapti, chitta shodhakam, and that chitta shuddhi ultimately is mukti sadhakam. So karma by itself does not give me moksha. Karma is the first step, and through chitta shuddhi it makes me fit for jnana yoga. So jnana yogyata prapti I get with karma. With jnana yogyata prapti I expose this intellect to Vedanta. Then I will get that moksha which is my ultimate purushartha nishchaya. Karma will give me dharma, artha, kama purushas I may be able to fulfill. But moksha purushartha, without preparing the mind, I cannot really go to this knowledge. Therefore, one has to prepare the mind with the karmas. But don't stop at karma. See, moksha purushartha is incomplete. It is not possible without karma. Karma remains incomplete without going to jnanam. So jnana is not possible, moksha is not possible unless I have prepared my mind. If first time I come to Vedanta without preparing my mind, it is not possible for me to sit for 1 hour and listen. It is not possible. So all these karmas should act as preparatory stages of the mind. With this preparation, I am able to expose my mind to the Vedanta teaching. So it is Chitta Shodhakam. With Karma Yoga, I get Chitta Shuddhi. Exactly what is talked about in the Bhagavad Gita. Mukti Sadhakam. And what kind of karmas are they? The spiritual karmas, religious karmas. Bhagwan Maharishi divides them into 3. Kaya Vang Manaha Karyam Uttamam. The Karya or this karmas, Karya means here the karma that one does can be divided into 3. One is Kayika Karma, Vachika Karma, and Manasa Karma. So using the 3 instruments, the body and the speech, organ of speech, and the mind, I can do the Nitya Karmas, Naimitika Karmas, which includes my worship also. So here he is going to talk about worship or puja or whatever I do. about in the form of Kaya, Vang, Manaha. Kaya means what? Using my body. A simple lighting of the lamp every day is a Kaika karma. It is my way of offering puja. Offering some flowers or some naivedyam to the Lord. Thanking the Lord every day for whatever has been given to me. Thanking the Lord for whatever I don't have, more important than thanking the Lord for what He has given me. Thank you for what you have not given me, because if I had what you had not given me, I would have probably been worse off. I wouldn't know how to handle it. So thank you for giving me whatever I need and not giving me whatever I don't need also. Thank you for that. So that simple thing it may be. Or Kahika karma may be in the form of elaborate pujas. It may be a Panchayatana puja, it may be a Shodasha Upachara puja, where all the angas are there, where the Kahika karma is also there in the form of, Ahvanam, then your Padyam, Margyam, this, whatever we do, the puja, elaborate puja may be there, in which the body is also there. There is chanting of the mantras also, and after that there is a japa also, manasika karma, all the three are involved. Therefore, all the three can be there, kaya, vang, mana. Vachika karmas may be what? In the form of chanting. We do bhashya parayana. Chanting is there. This is one of the vachika karmas. Or japa, or stutis. We sing the praises of Lord. This is also the vachika karma. Parayana is the vachika karma. And also we do japa, loud japa. We do vachika mana, vachika karma. Then manasika karma is upasana, meditation. So he divides it into kaya, vangmana, karyam uttamam in that particular order. Pujanam, japas, chintanam, kramat. Kramat in that order. Respectively, kaika karma can be called as pujanam, vachika karma can be called as japa, manasa karma can be called as chintanam, kramat. Respectively, they can be called like that. And then, how do you do this particular, kaika, vachika, manasa? I can do it as Eka Rupa Ishvara Bhakti initially, where I take my Ishta Devata as the altar of my offering the puja. I take my Ishta Devata because I am not capable of seeing God without a form at present. I need a form, I need a shape, I need a name of this form. Therefore, I have my Ishta Devata. I would have taken Diksha from a guru about a certain this one. So I chant the Dhyana Shloka and I visualize a particular form in front of me, and then I do the japa. I may do Manasa Puja, Shiva Manasa Puja, which Manasa Puja, I will not do the regular puja. I will bring in that Devata and do Manasa Puja. So Eka Rupa Ishvara Bhakti is something that is also very commonly done in the form of this puja or देवपूजनम् उत्तमस्तवात् उच्चमन्दतः चित्तजं जपाद्यानुमुत्तमम्. So here he says that Jagatah Ishadhi Yukta Sevanam, the way of puja being ultimately try to go beyond the Ishta Devata Pujanam also. See the entire universe as the manifestation of Ishvara. And may you offer whatever you have to offer as pujanam, kaika, vachika or manasa, to that Vishwarupa Ishvara, what we saw in Bhagavad Gita. Ekarupa Ishvara Bhakti, Vishwarupa Ishvara Bhakti, and as a Jnana Yogi, Nirguna Brahma or Arupa Ishvara Vichara. These are the three steps that are given by our scriptures. So here he also says, Jagata Ishadhi Yukta Sevanam. Okay, Jagata Ishadhi. Jagat, that means what? Jagat. Gachati iti Jagat. That which is constantly changing. That is why it is called as Jagat. That which is not there all the time. All the time it is going, moving, changing. But what is this Jagat? It is nothing but the manifestation of Ishvara. And here he says, Ashtamurti bhi Deva Pujanam. May you consider the entire Jagat as Ashtamurti. We have seen that our Swamiji, Pujya Swamiji has talked about Ashtamurti Upasana on 2 or 3 occasions. So what is this Ashtamurti? This entire Jagat is considered to be the eightfold form of Ishvara. The 5 elements, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, Prithvi, the 5 elements. Then the sun, okay, Aditya, which represents all the luminaries, and Chandrama represents all the other galaxies, planets and other earthly elements. And lastly, the conscious Jiva, Ashtamurti, the one who is aware of all these things. 7 of them are Jada. The 5 elements, Surya, Chandra are Jada. There is one sentient principle, one consciousness principle, which is aware of all these. So the entire Jagat consists of Jada and Chetana Prapancha. The 7 are Jada Prapancha, and this Jiva is the Chetana Jiva who is aware of all these things. So Jagata Isha Dhi, Isha, Ishvara. May you go to the extent, may you evolve yourself that go beyond that. It's okay to do pujanam, japaha, chintana, kramat on Ishta Devata is fine. But may you not be stuck there. That is what he's trying to say. May you go beyond that and see the whole universe as nothing but the manifestation of Ishvara, and offer your puja to whom? You don't have to do any elaborate pujas. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, he said. With, this kind of a bhakti, whoever offers me even a small leaf or a flower, that is sufficient for me to really accept your puja, accept your bhava. What matters is the bhavana, not what you offer. Chappan bhog, it's okay, but that is not everything. With what bhavana I offer, that is more important. So he said, Jagata hi yukta sevana. This whole Jagat is nothing but the eightfold manifestation of Ishvara in the form of Ashtamurti. And may your worship, whether it is Sarika, Pujanam or Vak or Manas, whatever you do, may it be offered to the Ashtamurti, Ishwarupa, Ishvara. Therefore, we need not sit in one place. All the actions that one does is going to be ultimately that which is offered to the Ishwarupa, Ishvara. And he says, Uttamas, this is Kaika Karma. Now he comes to the Vachika Karma in the 6th verse. That is, and he says that Uttamastavat Uchamandataha Chittajam Japat Kamuttamam. So, how to offer the puja was told in the 4th and 5th verses. Either to your Ishta Devata or the pujas that Karika, Vachika, Manasa. But ultimately, one has to go to the extent of offering this to Ishwarupa, Ishvara. And what is Vachika? And better than singing the glories of the Lord. Singing the glories of the Lord, kirtan, bhajan, all that. It is, yes, it has to be done, it is good. Stava. Stava means singing the praises of Lord. That is why hymns are called to stotras, are also called as stavas. So singing the praise of the Lord. More than that, Uccha mandataha chittajam. Let your japa be in the form of japa, Uccha japa. Loud chanting of the japa is better than singing the glories of Ishvara. Even better or of higher importance than loud japa is manda japa. Japa means, here manda japa means upanshu. Loud means, I say Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. It is heard by me also, heard by everybody also. But manda japa is that where I whisper the japa so that only I can hear it, nobody else can hear it. Like Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. This is called Upanshu japa. But then the highest order of japa, Bhagwan Raman Maharishi is silent japa, where even there is no movement of any of the organs here. Even inside there should be no movement. It should be only in the chittam, which happens to be the dhyanam. So he says that Uttama stavad uttamaha, Uchchaha, Uchcha japa, loud chanting of the japa, whatever is my japa which I have taken. How to take that japa, a little more about japa if you want, we'll do it on the last day if we have time. More about what is japa and how it is done, how one can take the japa, what, all that we can after finishing the text, we can go deeper into the japa if time permits. So, Uttamastavad Uchchaha Japaha, Uchcha Japat Uttamaha Mandaha Upamshu Japaha, Manda japat uttamaha chittajam japa dhyanam uttamam. So this japa dhyana, it is more powerful than even the manda or upamshu. I think I'll just take about 7 minutes more, 5 minutes to 6 I'll stop because there's something else at 6 o'clock here, so they'll have time to adjust. Then he says, in the next one, he comes to the 3 things he said. Kayika karma, vachika karma and dhyanam or manasa karma. He talked about Kayika karma in the 4th verse and the 5th verse as Ishtadevata Kayika karma, and the same Kayika karma being offered to the Ashtamurti Rupa Ishvara. Then what kind of japas are there? Vachika karma, Ucha japa, Manda japa and absolutely silent japa he talked about. Then now he comes to Dhyanam, Chintanam. He said 3 things, Kayika, Vachika and Chintanam. Chintanam means contemplation. Chintanam means Dhyanam, either on Saguna Ishvara or Nididhyasanam on Nirguna Brahma Vichara. But here, because it's the first part, here Bhagwan Raman Maharshi is talking about Saguna Ishvara Chintanam or Saguna Ishvara Upasana, where the mind is contemplating and dwelling continuously on either a certain form in my Ishtarupa Ishvara Darshanam, or it is as Nididhyasana, it is dwelling upon the Vedantic truth, like I am Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Atma iti. That I may be contemplating upon. So contemplation or Chintanam can be either Saguna Brahma Ishvara Vichara, or it can be in the form of Nididhyasanam, where I do the Dhyanam on Nirguna Ishvara. So here he says, how should that concentration be? He gives 2 examples here. He says, Ajyad, 7th verse, Ajyadharaya Srotasa because of its viscosity, there is no splashing of this ajya or ghee. In one line, in one ribbon, the oil or the ghee, normally we say taila dhara, but here Bhagwan Raman Maharshi calls it ajya dhara. Ajya means clarified butter or ghee. So like ghee, because of its sneha, because of its viscosity, it doesn't splash here and there. So I should have that sneha and commitment towards Chintanam. That is the meaning. Ajya dhara sama. I should have that commitment of continuously, without any kind of vichalitam, of the vichalitamana, I should be able to get into this contemplation. That is Slotasasana, natural. That means I don't try to force the mind into the Chintanam. Naturally it abides into Chintanam. So he gives these 2 examples. This is how the Chintanam should be. It should be absolutely natural like a Srotas, and it should be well committed and without any kind of a disturbance. Disturbance because Vikshepa is there. When you pour water, there is Vikshepa. The mind is constantly running here and there. But Ajyadhara, there is no Vikshepa, there is no Chanchalyam. So the mind should be without any Chanchalyam. Nishchalamana, that is given by Chitta Naishchalyam is given by Upasana. That is what is told in the Bhagavad Gita also. So he says, Sarala Chintanam. naturally thinking rather than viralaha, that which is forced upon oneself to do the thinking. That is chintanam, not thinking, chintanam. So he says sarala chintanam. It should be natural, and at the same time, it should be on one thought only. Now, my contemplation should be not on many thoughts. Normally, what happens when I start thinking of something, from one thought it goes to the next thought, to the next thought, to the next thought. But here it is the same thought is continued. This is what is called as sajatiya vritti pravaha. Sajatiya, one particular thought continuously comes one after another. There is a silence, then the same thought again. If I say Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, a short gap, Om Namah Shivaya. So I know what is the thought coming next. Normally I don't know which thought comes next. But in this upasana, in this chintanam, I know which is the next thought coming. So if it is Om Namah Shivaya, which I am doing, it has to come, next thought is Om Namah Shivaya. So Sarala Chintanam. Sarala Chintanam means what? It is, should be very, very natural, conducive to one's true nature, rather than Virala Chintanam. Sarala Chintanam gives me the strength of meditation. And ultimate meditation is what? Bheda Bhava Nat Sohamityaso. The meditation should come to a stage where I don't see any difference between the Upasaka and Upasya. That Chintanam I am doing about my Upasya Devata is not different from me. Sohamiti Aso. That Bhagwan on whom I am doing this Chintanam is nothing but myself. So aham iti chintanam. Bhavana abhida. Abhida bhavana. Abheda bhavana. Pavani mata. In my opinion, Ramana Maharishi says that is the most sacred kind of a contemplation where there is no difference. You don't see any difference between yourself, the Upasaka, and the Upasya Devata. You don't see any difference between the contemplator and the contemplated. Both of them are in one straight line. We have all experienced it in meditation sometime or the other, where we go into a state where we don't see any difference. I am not there at all. It is only that Upasya is there. So this, in my opinion, he says, is the highest form of contemplation. With this, I think today we will just stop it here, because we have to let the stage. So tomorrow we probably will be able to do a little. I have planned to take up 5 verses for each. So today we have completed the 4 verses. So we'll take up 6 verses tomorrow, and then last 5. Om Nandantu Sadhaka Sarve Vinashyantu Vidushakaha Avastha Shambhavi Mestu Prasannostu Guru Sada Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukham Apnuyat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat.
धन्यवाद सुधापाची. साधक आंगला सोयी खातीर I want to inform you that Stuti Manjarintu has on the new book. It is on page 163 and the old one on page 71. So Pai तुम्ही यात ना स्तुती मंजरी घेऊन येयाती. धन्यवाद. आता 6:07 थाई श्री दीपक उल्लाळ मामांगले संतूर वादन जातले. ताज उपरांत दीप नमस्कार आणि मागीर प्रसाद वितरण जातले. एक थोड्या वेळान दीपक मामागल संतूर वादन सुरू जातले. धन्यवाद.
ತುಂಬ ಶಾರ್ಪ್ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಶಾರ್ಪ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಇನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇರಲಿ. ಹಲೋ, ट्रेबल जी के कमी जाऊ ऐकत ना मगल चिके बहुत शार्प झाले.
शार्प जाऊ का बे?
नाही नाही ऊन करू ऐकता ना सर. या ಏಳು ಏಳು ऐकतो समज. शार्पनेस चढ असतं. ना चिपके ಅದು ದೂರ ದಬರ್ಲ ರೀ.
Is it possible to put that chair here somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be better because feedback is happening. You can put the chair on the chair.
On the chair?
Yes. Yeah.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದು. ಈಗ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ನೋಡಿ.
ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्री भवानी शंकराय नमः. श्री मात्रे नमः. आता 7:07 थाई श्री दीपक उल्लाळ मामांगला संतूर वादन जातलं. हांव अनुपमा पाची चंदावरकर पाचीक विनंती करता की तिने दीपक मामा बद्दल सांगका म्हणून. धन्यवाद.
जय शंकर. आणि थोड्या वेळाने पूज्य कालच्या A short introduction about Shri Deepak Ullal Mam. He is born in a musical family and his father Shri Rammohan Ullal Mam was a Hindustani classical singer, vocalist. Deepak Mamaka वर्ष धोरणुची percussion instruments अंतू एक आकर्षण आशिल्लें. मुख्य जावन तबला तांगल तबला शिक्षण वर्सारी पंडित गुरुनंदन कामत मामा लागी प्रारंभ जाला आणि मागिरी पंडित दत्तात्रय गरुड मामा लागी तबला शिक्षण तांणी घेतलें. दीपक मामाने राममोहन मामा वट्टू सुमार प्रोग्राम्स दिल्यांती. मैसूर दशरा उत्सवांतू मस्त संगीत कार्यक्रम कोरून तशीची सितार बासुरी वादना वट्टूची साथ दिल्लेली आसा. दीपक माम started learning संतूर which is also called शततंत्री वीणा 100 strings Kashmiri instrument of Indian classic Ashwin Valawalkar. He has performed in solo concerts at Sangeet Kala Bhavan, Vidyarthi Vrinda, Ninad Sangeet Sagar Foundation, Kailasa Music Festival, which is Kevala Foundation, to name a few. Deepak Mamala घराना ऑनलाइन कॉन्सर्ट्स आणि श्रीराम कला वेदिकेच्या कार्यक्रमांतू परफॉर्मन्सेस जाल्यांती. ही इज एम्प्लॉयड ॲट NIMHANS in the clinical psychology department. Now a short introduction about Shri Gurucharan Garud Mam, who is our Tabalchi for today evening. Shri Gurucharan Garud Rangbhumi आणि संगीतकारांगल्या कुटुंबाचे असतं. गुरुचरण दिवंगत पंडित DS गरुड प्रख्यात तबलची हांगलो सुपुत्र. सान्नवयारीची गुरुचरण मामू बापसू लागीची तबला शिक्षण घेतल्या. तबला एक्सपोनेंट पंडित रवींद्र यवगला लागी तबला शिक्षणे घेतल्या. बापसूगल्या वताईने तबला शिक्षणे वट्टूची फिजिक्स अँड इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स हांतू पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएशन सुद्धा केल्या विथ डिस्टिंक्शन अँड ही इज अ रँक होल्डर फ्रॉम बँगलोर युनिव्हर्सिटी. मस्त संगीत वेदिकेचेरी गुरुचरणांगले तबला वादन जाल्या आणि आमगल्या देशाचे अनेक महान संगीतकारांक कलाकारांक तबला साथ तांणी दिल्या. गायक आणि वादनकारे तांगल वटू तांणी तबला साथ दिल्या. He is equally adept in performing tabla solo and has many such concerts to his credit. His style is a pleasant combination of aesthetical and analytical approach. Clarity of strokes is his forte, and his accompaniment is always an effort to complement and elevate the overall mood of music. Gurucharan Mamu, All India Radio Champ, बी हाय ग्रेडेड आर्टिस्ट असं आणि तबलाच तांगल्या लागी तबला वादनाचे मस्त कार्यक्रम ऑल इंडिया रेडिओ बँगलोर आणि दूरदर्शनार सुद्धा जातच होते. ही इज करंटली वर्किंग ॲज अन असोसिएट प्रोफेसर ॲट नृपतुंगा युनिव्हर्सिटी बँगलोर. Deepak ma'am and Gurucharan Garud ma'am, आम्ही हांगा we are all waiting eagerly for your performance. So I विनंती करता तुम्ही तुमगल performance सुरू करका.
जय शंकर. सगळ्यांके नमस्कार. आज हांव राग जनसमोहिनी वचका म्हणून असं सगळ्यांगेल आशीर्वाद आसका. आज हे इन्स्ट्रुमेंट केल्लेले पॉप्युलॅरिटी केल्लेले पंडित शिवकुमार शर्मा आमगेल वटना तागेले ट्रिब्यूट म्हणून सांगून सगळ्यांगेल आशीर्वाद घेवन हांव वाचता. जी थोडे टाइम असताना एक धुन्न माता थोडे टाइम असताना एक धुन्न वाचेद
वा दीपक माम, तुमगेलें हृदयस्पर्शी संतूर वादन आयकून आमकां भोव खुशी जाली. तुमकां मस्त धन्यवाद. तशीच श्री गुरुचरण गरुड मामाने तुमकां तबल्यारी घुमटी साथ दिलेल्याक तांकांय मस्त आभार. तुमगल आयज कार्यक्रम गुरुंगले आणि भवानी शंकर दावागल चरणी अर्पण जावन आसा. मुखारी अशीची हांगा आणि तुमगल कार्यक्रम जावंका अशी आमी गुरु परंपरेक आणि भवानी शंकर दावा लागीं प्रार्थना करता ती. आत मुखारी दीप नमस्कार जातलो आणि मागीर प्रसाद वितरण जातलें. आत हांव फायच्या कार्यक्रम सांगता दय कोरनू लक्ष दिवन आयकूंका. फाई मंगळारू 17 तारीख वैशाख मास कृष्ण पक्ष प्रतिपदा 6 घंट्यारी सुप्रभातम जातलें. 7 2 7:30 प्राणायाम आणि व्यायाम जातलो. तशीच सांजेच कार्यक्रम अशें आसतलो. 5 2 6 डॉक्टर सुधा तिनायकर पाचिंगले भगवान रमण महर्षी द्वारा विरचित प्रकरण ग्रंथ उपदेश साराचेरी संक्षिप्त उपाख्यान जातलें. ताजे दुसरो दिवस आसतलो. लक्ष आसो फाई 17 तारखेक दुसरो दिवसू आणि फायनल पार्ट विल बी ऑन 19th, दॅट इज गुरुवारा. तुमगेले साधकांगल सोयी खातीर आमी इन्फॉर्म करता ती की स्तुती मंजेरीन तूं पेज 162 चेरी हे आसा. सो फाय तुमी स्तुती मंजेरी घेवन येवंका अशी विनंती. 6 2 7 थाई आक्का तंगी जोडी भारी गोमटी आसा. कुमारी जान्हवी आणि कुमारी श्रेयसी सौरभ भरतनाट्यम नृत्य प्रस्तुत करतली. ताज उपरांत दीप नमस्कारू आणि प्रसाद वितरण जातलें. हो जालो फायच कार्यक्रम. आतां आमी सभा समाप्ती प्रार्थना म्हणया. नंदन्तु साधका सर्वे विनश्यन्तु विदूषकाः अवस्था शाम्भवी मेस्तु प्रसन्नोस्तु गुरुः सदा. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखमाप्नुयात्. ओम शांति शांति शांति. धन्यवाद. आता दीप नमस्कार असतलो.